Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is the next video wherein we are going to discuss about the Nifty levels. Yes, market is quite a little bit volatile as of now, so just wanted to mention certain points which I was observing in Nifty, and basis upon that we can plan our safe trades in the next two coming days, because this is going to be the monthly expiry. So there are certain points that I wanted to share with you I was observing, and basis upon that we can have a discussion. So as you can see that Nifty is pretty much on a zone wherein it has tried to cross this particular level, the level of around wherein it was showing certain kind of a consolidation and it was respecting that particular level, but now that level has been crossed, so seems out to be like it's gonna come down a little bit for the gap filling, and that's what we are expecting in the next two coming days. I've been thinking that 16,350 is going to be the minimum, or maybe 16,300 is going to be the minimum level until this expiry. That's what I've been thinking. It's going to consolidate a little bit, and maybe that was pretty much expected when it was going for the gap ups. So everyone must have been thinking that it's going to come at least for one time for the gap filling, and then it may try to move on the upper side. So let's just take a look on the weekly chart first, and basis upon that we can proceed further on the 15 minutes chart. So from the weekly chart, there are certain things that we can keep a note of. As you can see that this particular green candle that was made in Nifty was something you can say it was quite a bit, I would say, a good one. It was of the 670 points. That's what we see over here. So I was thinking that selling is something that's going to happen if it's going to cross the level of 50% of this particular green candle, or you can say that if it's gonna give the closing below the 50% of this green candle, and then we can expect a little bit of selling to come in, and maybe the red candle will be formed in the next coming week. But as of now it's above the 50% of that particular level. So let me just take a look what's going to be the 50% of this particular candle. So 140, 600, and we can expect somewhere around 400. Below the 400 is something which we can expect a little bit of selling that's gonna come, but as of now we are still on the safe side, and we can expect the market to move on the upper levels once again in the next coming week. But what I've been thinking, that if you just want to go for the safest trades, I mean, if you are also following this triangle, because that's what I do, I just try to capture the market's movement in a particular range. I just go for the safe trades. That's what I follow, and basis upon that I'm able to capture some good points if the market consolidate within that range. And so the very first thing is that I'm an option seller, so that's what I wanted to mention over here. So what I was thinking is that if you just want to go for the safest trades, at least for the next 2 days, if you want to plan a strangle for this particular week, what I've been thinking that from the upper side we can just short the level of 16,800, 850. All these levels are something which is going to be the safest, because market has right now on the selling side it is coming down towards the gap filling. So maybe it's gonna wait a little bit around that particular zone, and maybe the expiry is gonna happen around that particular zone itself. So let's just take a look. If we'll just have to short the levels from the below side, so I would say 16,000 something which we can easily short, or 16,100 is also something which we can short, because I don't think if it's in the next two coming days it's gonna cross all these particular zones until or unless there is gonna be something major gonna happen in the market, or maybe some news gonna hit in the market, and basis upon that we just see the huge selling. Because as of now it's on a moderate level. I mean, the selling from the FIs and DIs as well is something a little bit kind of moderate. It's not that much of heavy selling which we had seen in the previous days. So I would be thinking that even in the Nasdaq side it's kind of a consolidation happening. It's not giving any kind of a major movement, and most of the people must have been expecting that the market has taken a reversal. It's trying to move on the upper side, but yes, if we will just take a look on the weekly chart, we can say that it's going on the upper side. It's making green candles, then taking a pause, green candle making a pause, green candle again taking a pause. So that means it's moving on the upper side, but there are certain rejections which are waiting, and maybe that's gonna hit up, and maybe the selling is gonna happen once again. But we just have to wait, and we just have to, if you're also an intraday trader, I mean, you can just go for the safest trades, and basis upon that you can capture just good points from the market. So yeah, what I was trying to say is that if you want to go for the safest triangle, then you can just definitely go for the 16,100 from the bottom, and from the upper side I've been thinking 16,800, 850 is something that we can go for just to make a strangle for the next 2 days, and that can easily give us some good points. And if you are trading with some heavy quantity, then yes, you can just go for some good profits as well. So yeah, that's the pretty much the point. And what I've been thinking is, if it has to go for the selling, let's just take a look on the 15-minute chart, and there itself will be able to, just predict certain points from the next 2 coming days. So what I was trying to say is that, the consolidation level that has been, crossed, and that has been broken. So as you can see that on the 20th and the 21st of July, market was consolidating around this particular range. It was respecting this particular 16480 level, and from where it had just taken the support and made a swing, then tried to go on the upper side. So then we saw a little bit of price action and a little bit of gap movements, and basis upon that, market was reaching on the upper side. So yeah, again taking the same resistance from the 16750, so that was the high made for this particular week. Then again started go for the downside movement. So that yesterday itself we had seen both sides of the movement, so selling as well as the buying, but a healthy price action that we are able to observe over here. So that means it's a little bit of a negative trend as of now from the last 2 days. As we had seen, it was taking the resistance from the previous swings, then started to come down, and again took the support, again took the resistance from the previous swing, then again fall down a little bit. So it has given us the closing around the level of 16480. So what I have been thinking in the next 2 days, it's gonna just move around a little bit, at least for tomorrow. I don't think, and I'm not expecting much of the movement. If the selling has to happen, then that will be just around for 100 and 150 points, and market may try to cover up this particular zone, this particular range, right? So it's gonna consolidate or maybe just hover around or move around this particular zone. And for the expiry, what I've been thinking, the bottom that we will see in this expiry is going to be 16300. Even if there is going to be a heavy selling, I don't think that's going to happen. At least market has been trying to go on the upper side. There are buyers coming in, and there are buyers which are interested to sustain the level of 16400 in the market, because today itself we had seen a little bit of buying coming in just from the same point wherein in the previous days the buying had come in. So you can see that this particular level 16500 is the point wherein buyers are a little bit interested. So if we will see a little bit of flat opening, then maybe a selling is going to happen, because overall negative trend is going on from the last 2 days. So basis upon that, we can see a little bit of gap filling and the selling, and who knows if it's going to take the support from this point, just from the point of 16400, which was a resistance previously. So maybe it's going to just take a little bit of hit from that side, and then starts to just move on the upper side. Maybe that's going to happen. Who knows what's going to happen. So let's just wait and wait for the trend. So yeah, what I was saying is that if there is going to be a flat opening, then selling may happen, and if there's going to be a gap up, then we can again expect. I've been thinking it's going to take the resistance from the upper levels as of now. The gap filling is something which is a little bit strong because of the overall trend that has been going on, because if the market has decided to go on the upper side, then it would have clearly gone towards that kind of a movement. But as of now, let's just zoom out a little bit and then see. So yeah, even if we have to just take the hints and take the rules, the price action, then we can expect a little bit of selling to happen in the market. Just see the trend over here. It's just straight away going on the upper side. Then it needs to take a little bit of pause and may try to come down a little bit, and then basis upon that, we can expect a little bit of buying coming in once again. So if there is going to be a gap up, then again I'm just going to be following a little bit of selling side. And again, if there is going to be a gap down, then I've been thinking a little bit of buying can come in if there is going to be a huge gap down. So gap down, what I've been thinking, maybe just below the level of 16400 to 450. That's what I've been thinking, not a major gap down. So let's just take a look on the SGX Nifty and try to capture certain points. So as you can see that Nasdaq is kind of a little bit yeah, it's a little bit down. So minus 1.42% is already down. Right now the time is 8:37, so it's been like an hour that has been passed, more than an hour. So yeah, minus 1.4, it's not that much of a huge selling, I would say. SGX Nifty is kind of a little bit flat as of now. You can see that it's just 16,474. So I don't think that there's going to be a huge gap down, maybe just going to open up around the level of 460 or 450. That's what I've been thinking. So if that's going to be the point, then yes, we can expect a little bit of consolidation. It will definitely take the support from the bottom side as well, 16,350 or around those levels. It's going to take the support, and then it's going to try to just move around these levels. I'm not expecting any kind of a huge movement in this particular expiry in the next 2 coming days. So yeah, that's pretty much it about my analysis. Then that's what the point I've been thinking. So I will just try to cover up and make a triangle from 16,800, 850, and from the bottom side 16,000 is something which I've already shorted. So maybe I'll just come towards 16,100 from the bottom and try to just carry these positions for the next 2 days. So let's just take a look on the FI selling. So yeah, pretty much selling was strong for today. As you can see that FI selling was minus 548, and so overall selling by FI is 1548 and DI is 999. So overall this selling by FI and DI was the selling was strong. I mean, overall minus 548 worth of crores was sold. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit of trend that has been changed from the last 5 days. We were seeing the buying happening, but at the same time from the last 2 days we are just seeing the selling. That's not a heavy or huge selling, but yes, overall it's a selling that has been going on. So let's take a look on the sector wise. Pretty much all the sectors were in red for today. So as you can see that metal, energy, auto, realty, all were hit and all closed in red. I mean, though the auto was kind of a little bit more got hit, and IT was majorly hit. It closed in red by minus 2.83%. So yeah, that's pretty much the huge selling that has been going on in the IT sector. But yeah, so that's the only thing which I wanted to mention. So pretty much if we'll just have to conclude and summarize, then I would say gap filling is something which is something gonna be a major point for the next 2 days. Market's gonna hover around these particular zones, so that's how we have to plan for the next 2 days trades. So yeah, that's it from my side. I hope you like the analysis, and I hope you like the overall structure that I discussed about the market. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.